Hôm nay con đặt một cái homework gì đó cho các bạn hay gì đó, để cô nói chuyện với Michael thử. Sau rồi some privacy.
Kiểu là giống như cái lớp
debate á, mấy cái tại vì cô muốn đưa cái lớp này về thành một cái nhóm nhỏ. Thì bây giờ lát hồi lúc mà an toàn á thì con sẽ gửi cái nhóm Zalo cho các bạn. Thôi cho các bạn làm, bạn nào làm bài hết rồi gửi cho con trong Zalo, thì lúc đó mình sẽ mời vô cái nhóm Zalo mới ha. Dạy cho an toàn đi, chứ không thôi nó không có. Rồi Alex ơi.
Vậy.
Ok rồi cô ra nhé.
Dạ chào cô.
Gì con?
Alright, so I'm going to send you guys the link of the burger on the chat. And if you want to join, please click on the link. Alright, so now we'll start. Mm. All right, so let's do a final statement. Third is you, second one's Andrew, and third is me. Well done, everyone. So now, Mr. Michael, are you going to share the screen or should I?
Good evening, everybody. How are we tonight? Hello, Alice. Where's your screen? Oh, there you are. Hello, Alice. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
That's good. So I've just got a few quick announcements this evening before we get the class started. Excuse me. Tonight is going to be the last speech club class in its current format. So over this coming week, Miss Duc and myself are going to come up with a new plan for this class, and it's going to be geared more towards public speaking and learning to give speeches. So in a way, it's going to help if you are a debate student, but it also has other practical application in your life as well. So we're still going to talk about different topics, but excuse me. But during the week, Miss Duc is going to set up a new Zoom room for this class, and we'll send out all the details in the Zalo groups. So make sure you or your parents all keep an eye on the Zalo groups, and you'll find all the information that you need to know for what's going to happen next Sunday. Okay, with that out of the way, Alice, could you load up your amazing slides, please?
Do Miss Duke tell you they have to do their homeworks?
Yes, she did tell me that. So yes, guys, there will be homework in this new class format starting next week, and you'll post it either in the Zalo groups or, yeah, I think in the Zalo groups, like the debate students post theirs, you'll post your homework there as well. But like I say, keep a lookout in the Zalo groups this week, and all the information about the new class structure will be there. Okay. So tonight's English Speech Club, we're going to be talking about the solar system, and the class will be hosted by myself and by Alice. She's going to be running the slides and helping me out. So next slide, please. So we have our section agenda for the class tonight. The slideshow will be, excuse me, the information will be broken up into the following categories. We've got an introduction, which will be an introduction of the efforts of astronomers and the discovery of our solar system and its history. We've got a section on the sun, which will be a discussion on the characteristics and importance of the sun in the solar system. We're going to have a section on terrestrial bodies, which is a discussion on the characteristics and importance of the terrestrial planets in the solar system. And our final section will be on gas giants, and that will be a discussion on the characteristics and importance of the gas giants in the solar system. So when you're ready, Alice, please, next slide. So our introduction. Many astronomers have attempted to discover the truth about our world and beyond. With the collective knowledge gained from these efforts, we have come to understand and continue to discover worlds beyond our own. In today's lesson, we will learn about the fundamentals of our solar system's celestial bodies and discover some of the most fascinating facts about stars, moons, and planets. Next slide, please. So this is a map of our solar system. So we see, starting from the left side, we've got 4 planets over there, which are listed as terrestrials. And what that means is that a terrestrial planet is made up of like rock, metals, minerals, and in Earth's case, a lot of water too. Excuse me, I just finished my dinner and I've got the hiccups. So yes, so we see in those first 4 planets, Earth is number 3. And then we move on to the other 4 planets, which are the gas giants. And those are planets that are primarily made up of gases. So next slide, let's start our learning. So the first part of our solar system that we want to talk about is the sun. Our sun is a 4.5 billion-year-old star at the center of our solar system. It is a hot, glowing ball of hydrogen and helium. The sun is also the solar system's largest object. The sun is around 93 million miles from Earth, and life as we know it would not be possible without its energy. The sun is approximately 100 times larger than planet Earth and approximately 10 times larger than Jupiter. The sun's core temperature is approximately 15 million degrees Celsius. That's really hot. Everything in our solar system revolves around it, including planets, asteroids, and comets. Next slide, please, Alice. Okay, the first planet we're going to talk about is Mercury. Mercury, the smallest planet in our solar system and the closest planet to the sun, is only slightly larger than Earth's moon. The sun would appear more than 3 times as large from the surface of Mercury as it does from Earth, and the sun's light would be up to 7 times brighter. The next planet we're going to talk about is Venus. Venus is Earth's closest planetary neighbor and the second planet from the sun. It is sometimes referred to as Earth's twin due to its size and density. Even though Mercury is closest to the sun, Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system. Its surface temperature is approximately 475 degrees Celsius. Thank you, Alice. Our next planet is Earth. Earth is our home planet and the 3rd planet from the sun. It is the only place we know of that can sustain and support life. Earth is the largest of the 4 closest planets to the sun, which are all made out of rock and metal. So that's what I was talking about before when I mentioned terrestrial bodies, sorry. So the terrestrial bodies are planets that are made up of rock, metal, minerals, and in Earth's case is coated with water. The moon. The moon is the Earth's only natural satellite. Its distance is approximately 385,000 kilometers from Earth. The moon, the brightest and biggest object in the moon is the brightest and biggest object in our night sky. It makes Earth more livable by regulating our planet's axis, resulting in a generally constant climate. Thank you, Alice. Our next planet is Mars. Mars is a cold, dry, dusty planet with a thin atmosphere and is the fourth planet from the Sun. Mars experiences weather events like seasons and polar ice caps, as well as natural landscapes like canyons and extinct volcanoes. Mars is a dynamic planet. Next up, we talk about the asteroid belt. The majority of the asteroids in our solar system can be found orbiting the Sun in the asteroid belt, which is a region of space located between Mars and Jupiter's orbits. So now we get into the gas giant planets. Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system and the first gas giant from the Sun. All of the other planets in the solar system could fit inside of Jupiter due to its enormous size. Callisto and Io are two of Jupiter's 80 moons. So the Earth only has one moon. Jupiter has 80 moons. That's a lot of moons to pay attention to. Our next planet is Saturn. The second largest planet in our solar system, Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun. Saturn is a gas giant primarily composed of hydrogen and helium. Titan is one of Saturn's 83 moons. Saturn is also famous for its rings. Thank you, Alice. Uranus. The seventh planet from the Sun is Uranus. Like Jupiter and Saturn, Uranus has an atmosphere composed primarily of hydrogen and helium, but it also contains methane. The methane in Uranus's atmosphere causes it to turn blue. Similar to Saturn, Uranus has rings as well. Our next planet is Neptune. The fourth largest and eighth planet from the Sun, Neptune is also a gas giant. The methane in Neptune's upper atmosphere absorbs the Sun's red light while returning its blue light to space. Neptune appears blue as a result. Okay, so that is the information that we have for you. And now we're going to turn it over to question time. So if anybody in class would like to ask a question about what we've just talked about, can you please use the raised hand button? Okay. Our first student to ask a question is Nat Min.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah. But you're talking the planet, right?
Pardon?
Yeah. The planet is Sun. That is my name.
Ah, okay. Well, can I get you to pick a number from 1 to 9?
Okay. So I choose number 4.
Number 4, please, Alice. So I'll ask you whatever question this is, and then you can ask me some questions if you'd like. What is the biggest planet in the solar system?
looks like
Starts with a J. Incorrect. The sun is not a planet. The sun is a star.
sorry, but I sorry.
That's okay. The answer was Jupiter. Nope, it was Jupiter. That's it, Luna. Good job. So do you have any questions you'd like to ask?
I love stars. Yes. Do you love stars?
Do I like stars?
Yeah.
They look very pretty in the sky at night, don't they?
Yeah, I love it.
Did you know, seeing as you've asked me about stars, did you know that it takes so long for the light that we see reflected from a star? It takes
Yeah.
so long for that light to get to Earth for us to see it, that by
Yeah.
the time we see it, that star's already dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, very insane, crazy.
That's right. Very insane, crazy. Do you have another question you'd like to ask?
No, thank you. It's done.
Well, thank you very much. Okay, guys, just remember the rules. If you have a question you'd like to ask, put your hand up and jump in the queue here. My favorite war criminal. Whoop. Sorry, Michael, I accidentally lowered your hand. Where are you, buddy? Whoop, he's moving. There he is. Ask to unmute. How's your time going in political jail, my friend?
Well, Ethan and Nam haven't
Return
really
back yet to take him to jail. So yeah,
Oh.
you have some free time.
Okay, so pick a number from 1 to 9, Michael.
7 would be a great choice.
7. Alice, can we have question 7, please? How would you describe Neptune in your own words?
Neptune. It is the last planet in the solar system, and it is blue.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, and it raining glass in there.
It rains glass there, does it?
Yes.
Wow. I did not know that. So do you have any questions you'd like to ask about the solar system?
What do you think about Uranus?
I think I don't really have an opinion about Uranus, to be honest. I like Saturn better. I like Saturn better because it's the planet that's known for the rings, whereas Uranus just has rings, but it isn't really known for them.
Yeah, and it is a like flip planet.
It's like a what planet?
It flips 90 degrees.
90 degrees. So instead of being like that, it's like that.
Yes. Not
Whoa,
yeah, kind of, yes.
that's crazy. It's on a 90-degree axis.
Yeah.
That's like a little bit less than 4 times Earth's axis, because Earth only has an axis of about 23 degrees.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you have any other questions?
Yes,
Do you have
yes,
any other questions, Mr. Michael?
yes. You know a special thing about Venus?
No, but tell me.
Well, one day of it is longer than 1 year of Venus. And it's been from west to east, not east to west.
Wow. Of course, because it takes longer for Venus to rotate around its own axis than it does to orbit the sun.
Yes.
So yes, a day on, yeah, a day on, wait, which planet were we talking about?
Venus.
Venus, that's right, thank you. Yes, so 1 day on Venus is longer than 1 year. That is a crazy thought, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still a science mystery.
Did you know that means you'd be able to have 2 birthdays on the same day?
I think so. And lastly, Pluto is very interesting. It used to be a ninth planet of the solar system, and it
It
got
did.
eliminated in 2009. And its orbit is very weird because it tends to crashing Neptune and Uranus.
Oh yeah, it's got that weird like oval rotation of the sun, doesn't it? Rather than the other planets that are more circular.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. You're reminding me of all this stuff that I used to know when I was your age. Well, thank you very much for your input, Michael. That was a great
you.
chat. You're
Yeah.
very welcome. Okay, next up we have Jamie.
Hello.
Hello. I'm good. How
Just number 1.
you want question number 1?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite planet?
My favorite planet is I think is Saturn,
Saturn. And why is Saturn your favorite planet?
because in Saturn you can see it have a ring around, and in that the earth will be broad.
Say that again, sorry. Your audio is a little bit blurry. It's hard to hear properly.
Because in US Saturn have 29 moons. In that 2 moons that NASA sees us is like C's and O's, and it's like Enceladus and Dion's.
Nope.
That was what I explained.
That's all you wanted to explain?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for that, Jamie.
I will ask you what the galaxy says in what is the galaxy will say in like solar systems.
Sorry, could you ask that again?
Okay, wait a minute. So what solar system is called?
So I've just sent you a message, Jamie. Just check that for me, please. Maybe if you try turning your microphone volume down just a little bit, I might be able to hear better.
Yeah.
How many stars in the solar system? Let me look that up for you. Wow. So our sun is one of at least 100 billion stars in the Milky Way. So yes, there are at least 100 billion with a B stars in the Milky Way, which is our galaxy.
Yeah,
Well,
that is,
and an interesting fact for you, did you know that there are actually more grains of sand on planet Earth than there are stars in the solar system? It sounds hard to believe, but it's true. There are more individual grains of sand on this planet than there are stars in the entire solar system, or in our entire galaxy at least. Well, I'm glad I could teach you something. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? Well, thank you very much for your input, Jamie. The parts that we could hear and read were fantastic. Okay, next up, we have Dory.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, Dory. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
That's good. Pick a number from 1 to 9.
Can I ask you a question first?
You can ask me a question first. Yes.
What is your favorite planet?
I think my favorite planet overall is Earth, because it's the only planet in the galaxy that can support life, and it's where we all live.
I do like Earth too, but I like the Saturn because it has the Saturn rings and I love the rings of it.
The rings are very pretty, aren't they?
Yes. And do you know that this maybe some people said that the stars are bigger than the sun, but because the stars are bigger, the stars are farther, then we will see it smaller, but the star maybe be bigger than the sun.
Wow, I have not heard that before. I was always taught that the sun was the biggest thing in our galaxy, but that's interesting. I'll have to have a look into that. Gee, I've got a fact for you about the rings of Saturn since you like them so much. Did you know that the particles that make up the rings of Saturn are made almost entirely of water ice with trace components of rocky material? So the rings of Saturn are made up almost entirely of ice and rocks.
Yes, I have heard a little bit about it, but it maybe be really cold.
Oh yes, I do believe that. I think all of the gas giant planets are very cold.
Are you ever going to the stargazing?
Do I ever go stargazing?
Yes.
I haven't done it in a while, but before I moved to Melbourne, I used to live in Western Australia, so on the other side of the country, and there was this fantastic mountain that my friend and I would drive up to the top of, and on really, really starry nights, we would lay in the tray of his ute and we'd look up at the sky, and it was very, very pretty.
Yes. Do you take a picture about it?
No, we didn't. We were always too busy enjoying looking at the stars to take photos of them. Besides, our cameras could never do it justice.
Do you have a telescope to look at the star?
No, we just used to look up at the stars and just enjoy the night sky.
I think a lot of the stars stand on the hills and the mountains in the bottom, like the lands we are here now is just a few stars standing in the sky.
Okay, very interesting. So do you have any more questions you'd like to ask?
Yes.
Okay, one more. Which question would you like to ask the most?
What if you feel when you go to the rocket and zoom into the sky?
Ooh,
What if you feel?
what does it feel like? I don't know from personal experience because I've never done it, but from what I've heard, it's quite uncomfortable actually, from what I've heard, because like all of the power of the rockets as it shoots up into the sky, in a way, you are kind of being left behind. So you kind of like sink back into the chair and your face goes all like woo woo because of all the forces involved. So I've heard it is quite unpleasant, but it looks like a lot of fun. I will say that it looks like a lot of fun.
I have one more question for you.
Okay, one more, last one.
You said Jupiter has 80 moons. It may be really, it's like when it is a daytime at Earth because it has a lot of moon.
Say that again, sorry.
You said the Jupiter has 80 moon. That means it is really much light. It is, I think it is more like than a day on Earth.
You reckon that because there's so many moons on Jupiter, that it would be brighter at nighttime there than during a daytime of Earth?
Of course, I think so.
Ah, well, let me just have a quick look at that. Nighttime on Jupiter versus time on Earth. Let's see if Google tells me anything. It's not telling me anything about that. So I will have to confirm that for you at a later date. But that's a very clever theory. And you've got me thinking now, I wonder if that works out to be true. So thank you very much for your contribution. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Dory. Okay, next up, we have Stella.
Hi.
Hello, Stella. How are you?
I'm fine.
That's good. So pick a number from 1 to 9.
5.
Can we have question 5, please, Alice? Which planet is Earth's closest neighbor?
Venus.
Very good. Very good. Correct. So do you have any questions that you'd like to ask me about the solar system?
Is the sun the brightest star?
I believe it is. Oh, yes, it is, because the sun is the center of our galaxy and it provides light to everything in the galaxy. So yes, the sun
Okay.
is the brightest star.
Okay. Do you know any other sun that is brighter than the sun in our solar system?
In our solar system, no, I don't know anything that is brighter than the sun. It would have to be pretty powerful to be brighter than the sun, though.
I heard that it's a bit far from the Milky Way. There is another one, and that is another sun, and I heard that is a lot bigger than the sun in our solar system, and it's pretty bright, I guess.
Wow. So it's bigger. So it's bigger and brighter than the sun in our galaxy, but it's in a different galaxy.
Yeah.
Wow. I have to say about all of you kids are really, really smart. You kids are really smart with all of this stuff. You're reminding me about tons of information that I was taught when I was younger, but I have since forgotten. So thank you very much for that. Do you have any other questions or comments, Stella? Thank you very much for your input. That was great. Okay, next up, we have Noob T Gaming.
Okay.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
That's good. Pick a number from 1 to 9 for me, please. Number 3. Can we have question 3, please, Alice? What would happen if the Earth stops rotating?
Then in the past, it will be one half will be a day all day, and one half is always dark.
That's correct. Do you know of anything else that would happen?
The plants at the dark house will everything, and the dark house will die.
Well, I think everything on both halves would die because everything on the dark half would get too cold and everything on the light half would get too hot.
Maybe some humans still alive, but they're sleeping all the time.
That's true. That's true. And actually, another thing that would happen if the Earth stopped rotating is that, I hope I'm right about this when I say it. If I'm not, somebody please correct me. But it's actually the rotation of the Earth that gives the planet its gravitation, its gravity on Earth. So we'd probably all float away if the Earth stopped rotating, because there'd be no gravity holding us. Thank you, Michael. I knew I was correct, but just told me I'm wrong. Well, at least that's what I was always led to believe, was that we're not talking, if we spin too fast, we fly away. Well, that too. Your turn next, Luna. But yes, the same thing would happen if the Earth stopped. if
I
the
thought
Earth
you
stopped spinning as
would
well,
ask
Michael.
questions.
Pardon?
I thought you wouldn't have ask questions.
Well, do you have any questions you'd like to ask?
What's the biggest black hole ever?
The biggest black hole ever.
Yes.
I don't know, but let me look it up.
You didn't know it.
No, I'm not an expert on the solar system,
You're not an expert of suns.
but I'm learning a lot.
It's about as bright as 140 trillion suns. I'll give you a hint.
Well, the answer that I'm getting here is our galaxy's supersized black hole, Sagittarius A.
And its mass will be 66 billion suns.
Well, the number I'm getting here, which is from NASA, says it contains the equivalent mass of 4.3 million suns, and it lies about 26,000 light years away. So what is the black hole that you were talking about?
It's the biggest black hole, 618.
Do you know the name of this? Do you know the name of this black hole?
It is already 618. It's the biggest black hole.
Ton 618. Estimated from quasar C 4-line correlation. An older estimate gives a mass of 6.6 times 10 to the power of 10 for the mass. Wow. Wow. That is huge. That makes the one that I was talking about look tiny by comparison.
Well, I told you. It was
You did.
This big. Its mass is 66 billion in suns.
That is a lot. That is.
And is as bright as 140 trillion suns.
Wow. That is crazy. It's kind of scary when you think about it, isn't it?
But don't worry. It's super far from Earth.
We're safe from it for now. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Nothing.
Well, that was very interesting. Thank you for teaching me about the big black hole. Okay, Luna, you are up.
Can you ask me a question?
All right, pick a number from 1 to 9.
I can't see anything.
Just pick a number.
6.
Can we have question 6, please, Alice? How many moons does Saturn have?
I think about, I think that it has more than 50.
You are correct about that. But do you remember how many?
Is it 54?
It's a few more than that.
56?
It almost triple that number.
Triple?
Yep, almost.
59?
Well, according to this article on the moons of Saturn, there have been discoveries that bring the total number of confirmed moons of Saturn up to 145, which makes Saturn the first planet known to have over 100 moons.
But do any of those moons count in its rings?
I don't think so. I think I think the moons of Saturn just orbit the planet differently to the rings. So I don't think so.
Okay. Do you know a 10-year-old girl discovered a supernova?
No, I didn't. When was this?
In 2011. Her
Wow.
name's Catherine Aurora, I think. Catherine Aurora Gray.
Catherine Aurora. What was her surname, did you say?
Gray. I don't think that her first name is Catherine. I'm just guessing. Because it's Kathryn.
The Royal Astronomical Society of Canada.
Do you know that the first sandwich in space was corned beef on rye?
I did not. Let me guess, corned beef on rye. Was that the Americans or the Russians that took that up there?
No idea.
But if I had to guess, I think that sounds more like a Russian kind of a sandwich.
John Young snuck it on. He smuggled it on board to share with Gus Grimson.
Well, that was a bit naughty of him, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. It happened
in
1965.
1965. Wow, that was 4 years before the moon landing.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
But got them into trouble. They just had a few bites in it, and then the sandwich started to come apart, and the pieces flew into the controls, and they got into trouble.
Yep. As soon as you started saying that, that's what I thought. Oh no, the sandwich is going to end up in the control panels. So yeah, that's why that's why unapproved food on board of those spacecrafts is so dangerous, because it can clog the control panels and all sorts and cause lots of trouble.
You know that one of the stars in our galaxy is one of the brightest,
Biggest and brightest, or just the biggest?
I sometimes mix up words. It's biggest.
The biggest.
Scooty.
Hang on 2 seconds.
What?
Sorry, I was just getting some interesting information about ton 16. And I've got one of the other students being a bit cheeky. Okay, is there anything else that you'd like to say, or any question you'd like to ask, Luna?
Someone played golf on the moon.
Who played golf? Neil Armstrong?
Nope.
Who was it?
Alan Shepard.
Alan Shepard played golf on the moon.
Mm-hmm. He brought 2 golf balls and a golf club to the moon.
Did he manage to? After he hit the golf ball, did he ever get it back, or did it just float away?
The 2 balls are on the moon, but his club is at a museum.
Ah, well, that's pretty cool to be able to go and see a golf club that was played on the moon.
You know that there are $102 bill on the moon?
There's a 100 which dollars on the moon?
$102 bills on the moon.
Wow. I did not know that.
You can find them.
Have you heard it's definitely not true, but it's a story that a lot of Australian and American parents tell their children, but have you ever heard the story that the moon is made of cheese? Yeah,
Eat the moon
yeah.
and I mean,
But yeah, so that was a very common story for all of us to get told as kids.
there's
Now,
one
and
gold branch to the moon.
there's one what?
Gold olive branch.
A golden olive branch.
Mhm. You can
That's
say
pretty
it's
cool. That's pretty cool.
Did ancient Romans or Greeks go to the moon?
It takes how long?
No, did ancient Romans or Greeks go to the moon?
Oh no, they didn't, because they
Then why
didn't
did
have
double javelins on the moon?
maybe one of the more recent astronauts, or maybe some of the astronauts have been to the moon, took one up there with them and left it. There have actually been a lot of instances of things like that happening, where where people would that like shoot things out into space, like artifacts from planet Earth, or they'd take them up to the moon or just shoot them into space in the hopes that an intergalactic civilization would pick it up, excuse me, and try and make contact with Earth. That they've been using things like that to try and prove the existence of alien life for a long time. So maybe that's why there's a javelin on the moon.
Neil Armstrong's boots are still on the moon.
Are they? Wow.
Where? Which were the first animals? Which were the first living objects in space?
Animals were, I believe it was either a dog or a monkey.
There's money on the moon.
There is.
Wrong. They're fruit flies.
Fruit flies.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that. Well, Luna, this has been a great little chat, but I need to move on to the next person now. But thank you very much for teaching me all of those very interesting facts.
I have a question.
Okay, one last question, then we've got to move on.
I'm going to ask you one. Well,
I
then,
know you are too busy telling me stuff.
okay.
What would you
then-
like to ask?
Then who was the first? Then which was the? Which is the brightest star?
Ever or in our galaxy?
Anywhere in the whole universe, known universe. Which is the biggest star in the whole known universe?
Biggest or brightest?
Biggest.
Okay, let me have a look. Ah. Oh, this looks interesting, and it's a very recent article too. The biggest star in the universe makes our sun look like a tiny speck. The biggest star in the universe that we know of, which is called Scuti, is a variable hypergiant with a radius around 1,700 times larger than the radius of the sun.
I said Scooty earlier.
Pardon?
I did say that star earlier. I just said Scooty, not the full thing.
Ah, well, there you go. Scuti is the biggest star that is known of.
Sagittarius B2 tastes like raspberries.
Something about tasting like raspberries? What?
Sagittarius B2 tastes like raspberries.
I did not know that. Thank you for telling me.
You wouldn't
Well,
want to eat.
I am now
Bye-bye.
going to move on to the next person. Thank you very much, Luna.
Bye.
Okay, our next person is Mina.
Hi,
Hello, Mina. How are you? Oh, you're up in space.
I still have chicken. No, I don't have chicken pox anymore, but there's still a lot of scars left.
Woof. Have you been scratching much?
No, it's like it's really easy to peel off.
Yeah. Chicken pox are not pleasant. So, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask, or would you like me to ask you a question?
I like question number 4, please.
Alice, question number 4, please. What is the biggest planet in the solar system?
I think it is Jupiter.
Correct. What can you tell us about Jupiter?
I'm not really good at space thing. I only know it is the biggest planet. Is it brown?
I I think this is a conversation about Jupiter between two people that don't know anything about Jupiter. It looks like it's kind of got like, I think it's like majority brown with like bluish lines running across it.
Okay, I have questions for you too.
Okay, shoot.
Do you know what happened when a person fell into a black hole?
Well, if the cartoons that I watch are anything to go by, they are completely smushed up and just under the pressure within the black hole. But let me look for a proper answer.
I think they're gone into like their noodles. Like we got into a shape like noodles, and we're going to a place that is out of our solar system.
Oh, so the answer that I've got here is if you leapt heroically into a stellar mass black hole, your body would be subjected to a process called spaghettification. The black hole's gravity force would compress you from top to toe while stretching you at the same time. Thus, spaghetti, because when you make spaghetti dough to cook spaghetti, you have to knead it like you do bread, and then you stretch it out, then you knead it and you stretch it. So that doesn't sound very fun at all.
Sounds hurt.
It would. Well, truth be told, with all the gravitational forces, I think you would probably be dead before you felt much of anything inside that black hole. Let's just pray that nobody falls into a black hole anytime soon.
A robot went there, and when it's gone there, people just know that it's scratching, and they lost the connection with that robot, so no one knows.
Oof.
And no one have come back to that house when they fall in.
Well, I don't imagine that that many black holes would have good cellular service. Do you have anything else you'd like to say or anything else you'd like to ask, Mina?
No, thanks.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Okay. We are going to cut the line at this point, so no more new people to join the line. Once I've been through it, I'll give Alice a chance to ask any questions that she's got. But other than Luna, did you jump back into line? Okay, next up we have Mary.
You should write the
Yeah.
person down when they answer a question.
I should write down what?
You should write down the names who have answered your question, and then you wouldn't call them back.
I didn't call her back. She jumped into line again. She snuck back into the line.
Or sometimes just like forgot about it, and then you call them back.
Ah, that's all good. Okay, who do we have now? We've got Mary. Hello, Mary.
Yes.
What would you like to ask? Or which question would you like to answer?
I chose number 5.
Can we have question number 5, please, Alice? Oh, which planet is Earth's closest neighbor?
Venus.
I think you're right, but I want to check just to make sure. Earth's closest planet. Correct, it's Venus. I have a terribly short memory for this stuff, but you are correct. Well done. Do you have any questions that you'd like to ask about the solar system?
I want 2 more questions.
You want to answer another question?
Yes.
Pick another number then.
Number 7.
Can we have question number 7, please, Alice? How would you describe Neptune in your own words?
Neptune.
Yep, the planet Neptune.
I would describe like noodle.
You would describe it as what?
I don't know. I never just that. And describe Neptune in the word. I never.
Oh, all right. Is Neptune considered a terrestrial planet, or is it considered a gas giant?
A gas giant.
Very good. And can you remember what color Neptune is?
Blue.
Very good. And do you know, is Neptune the densest planet in our solar system or not? Sorry, of all of the gas giant planets, is Neptune the densest of those or not?
I don't think Neptune on the densest whatever. Densest
The
planet.
densest, the heaviest planet, or the planet with the most mass?
I think so.
Very good, it is. Well done. See, you knew lots of stuff about Neptune.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions that you would like to ask?
No.
Well, then, thank you very much for answering the questions that I asked you. You did very well.
Yes. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, next up, we have Mary. Hello, Mary. Looks like Mary done disappeared. Okay, then next up we have Kwok Nahan and Trung Nya. I apologize if I've said your names incorrectly.
Yes, hello, teacher.
Hello, how are you this evening?
We're fine. I'm very bad.
That's not good.
What about the question?
Which question would you like to answer?
Number 9.
Can we have question number 9, please, Alice?
What do you...
What is your favorite fact about the sun?
My most favorite things about the sun is, first, it was like the largest planet in our solar system. Second,
It's the largest what in our solar system?
so it's just like the largest object in our solar system, and like it's the thing that gave us the heat and the energy for life. And
That's right.
I just know that there's something like a black crust on the sun, like in that part is more cooler than the rest of the sun. There's some black spots on the sun. People and scientists say that in the black spot it was cooler than the rest of the whole sun.
Wow. I did not know that. Are those black spots on the sun something that we should be wary of?
I don't know. I just read that the scientists found it out, and the rest of the thing that I think is fascinating about the sun is like every like a minute or something, an hour, I don't remember, but there will be a kind of like a fountain of lava shot out of the surface of it, and it goes into space, and those fountain it creates something like a firestorm or something. I forgot. And
so we basically have giant globs of space lava flying around the
No.
galaxy.
It just rose up from the surface and then it's gone, or it just fell back into the surface.
Is that part of what creates a solar flare?
Yeah, it's called a firearm, if we remember right. And that's what's the I don't remember what's it called. It's like the shield in the earth, around the earth. It's covered around the earth. That's what's the earth, the thing that it mostly protect the earth from. Because those fire storm something is very harmful to earth.
Woof. Oh no. Well, from what I understand, I don't think the sun is meant to blow up and destroy everything for like another few billion years. So we should all be safe for now. Do you have any questions you'd like to ask or anything else you'd like to say?
Yes. Do you know that how many black holes are there that the scientists already found out?
Let me find out for you.
Oh man.
As of 2021, the nearest known body thought to... that's not the question. It looks like only a couple of dozen, so somewhere around 24 black holes have been discovered in the Milky Way.
Only that number? Do you know, like the number of black holes in space?
Yeah, that was the next part of the answer. There are thought to be hundreds of millions of black holes, most of which are solitary and do not cause emission of radiation. So they're all like so far out and so far away from us that we don't even need to worry about them.
I have 2 questions.
Go on then. What would you like to ask?
First, have scientists found out any recent discovery about planets that was have something in common with Earth, or like it has water, something that scientists found fascinating to think about, like it's have life or something?
Okay. Apparently, a second Earth-sized world was found in the solar system's habitable zone. The answer here reads, using data from NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite, scientists have identified an Earth-sized world called TOI 700e, orbiting within the habitable zone of its star, the range of distances where liquid water could occur on a planet's surface. The world is 95% of Earth size and likely rocky. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like there has been another planet found that is Earth-like.
And I hope there wasn't any like hostile living creature on there. It was fit to live anyway. And
nothing that's going to come and nothing that's going to come and eat us all or anything.
Yes, I know. Just imagine. And I think I'll move next to my next question. About the largest volcano in or solar system, right? Olympus something. So
the largest volcano in the solar system.
The Shield volcano on Mars.
Yes, it's called the Olympus Mons.
Yes, so you know when this volcano finally like stopped working and then sleep on.
So what about the volcanoes becoming dormant?
Yeah, something like that. It erupt again, which I don't like that idea much because it was huge. So the amount of lava that will come down from it, I think.
Wow. Yeah, apparently the Olympus Mons is a shield volcano that is 624 kilometers in diameter, 25 kilometers high, and it is rimmed by a 6-kilometer high scarp. A caldera 80 kilometers wide is located at the summit of Olympus Mons. To compare, the largest volcano on Earth is Mauna Loa. Mauna Loa is a shield volcano 10 kilometers high and 120 kilometers across. The volume of Olympus Mons is about 100 times larger than that of Mauna Loa. In fact, the entire...
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
In fact, the entire chain of Hawaiian Islands would fit inside the Olympus Mons. So the entirety of Hawaii could fit inside this volcano that is on Mars?
Mars?
Yeah. So that's pretty big.
And do you know when was the last time the Olympics Mons erupted before it went dormant?
Woof. Scientists reckon it's been about 25 million years since its last eruption.
Then I reckon it was very old too.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
I would be happy if it stay the way it was now forever. Because if we went to live on Mars some days and it went and it erupt
It went
again,
boom.
it will erupt, and you can imagine how much the amount of lava it will pour down our head.
Well, it would be very interesting to know the results of terraforming Mars on the Olympus Mons. It'd be very interesting to know what effect that terraforming the planet would have on that volcano.
Yes.
So that was our question, I think. So I think you could move on to the next people.
Thank you, teacher.
You're very welcome. That was a fascinating conversation, boys. Thank you very much. All right, James, Len Wen Bao, your turn.
I will choose 8.
You choose question 8. Question 8, please, Alice. What is the sun's temperature?
I don't know this question.
We covered it earlier on in the presentation. Let me. Well, apparently it is 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Which is 5,537 degrees Celsius. Luna, you've already had a turn. I see more and more people trying to sneak into line.
Yes.
Okay, so
life on Earth would not exist without our home, not glowing or of gas, but just well, that depends.
Sorry, could you say that again? Your microphone keeps dropping out.
Life on Earth would not exist without our home, not glowing or of gas. The temperature of the sun varies from around 37 million degrees.
37 million degrees.
Yeah.
Wow.
And at the core to only about 10,000 degrees. But
that's right. The surface temperature is 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, but it only gets hotter as it goes in towards the core.
Yeah. Every 1.5 million months of a second, the sun releases more energy than all humans consume in an entire year, according to NASA space place. We explore how hot each layer of the sun is and why the temperatures vary so much.
And also one of the other, I've got such a bad memory, one of the other students in the class also mentioned that there were little black spots that had been found on the surface of the sun as well. So there'd only be more variation in the temperature throughout those parts of the sun as well.
I don't have any question.
You don't have any what? So do you have anything else that you'd like to say or any other questions you'd like to ask? Thank you very much, James. Okay, I reckon we've got time for a couple of more students to speak, and then we're going to call it a night. It's getting late and old men like me need to go to bed. Next up, we have Pham Dang Duong. Nope, we don't anymore. Sarah from Hanoi.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, Sarah. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
That's good. What would you like to ask?
Do you know what planet is the brightest planet in the night sky?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me find the answer. Venus is the answer. So Venus can often be seen within a few hours after sunset or before sunrise as the brightest object in the sky, other than the moon. It looks like a very bright star. Venus is the brightest planet in the solar system. Do you have any other questions? Oh, you've gone quiet. Hang on a second. There we go. I've asked you to unmute again.
Is there any other planets bigger than the sun?
Well, there's definitely no planets bigger than the sun, but the sun is actually a star, not a planet.
Oh.
I'm just going to have a quick look. Are there any planets in the universe? I can only find an answer for our solar system, and there are no planets that are larger than the sun or that even come close to it. Do you have any other questions, Sarah? Okay, I think Sarah has finished. Thank you. Okay, we have time for one last person, and that will be Nguyen Viet Quang An. Hello, how are you? Whoop. Hang on, I think I've got multiple voices in my headphones. Oof. Okay. It seems our latest speaker has disappeared. So we're going to call that class for the evening. But let me just remind everybody that next week we are changing the format of what's the most active volcano on Earth? One last question. All right. The most active volcano on Earth. It looks like Kilauea, which is, I think, a volcano in Hawaii. Yes, it's a volcano in Hawaii. Now, just to remind everybody, and you'll like this news, Julia, we're reformatting this class. So next week, you're very welcome, boys. So next week, we're going to be starting a new class in place of this one that is going to be focused on public speaking and making speeches. So this class will be good for anybody that wants to get more confident with their English speaking and anybody that wants to get better at, excuse me. Ooh. Very tired, please excuse me. So yeah, this class will be perfect for anybody that wants to get more confident with speaking English and for anybody that wants to get better at structuring their English speech. So keep an eye out in the Zalo groups across the course of the week, and you'll see either myself or Miss Duc post the information about the class next Sunday. So until then, guys, thank you very much for joining us this evening. And a very special thank you to Alice for preparing such wonderful slides for us. Well done.
Thank you. And can you tell them about the topic of the homeworks?
Well, there won't be any homework until the new class starts next week.
Oh, right. I thought Miss
So,
she will, the students will do the homework, and then if whoever does the homework will like get to join the new Zello group and then join this class.
well then please excuse me for a moment. I need to go find out this information. I'll be right back. Okay, I've just spoken with Miss Duc, and I do have your homework. Now, this homework will be a prerequisite for getting into the new Zello group and into the new Zoom class. So your homework is going, and I'll make sure Miss Duc posts it in the Zello group as well. Sorry, I'll get Alice to post it in the Zello group. Your homework will be to write. So first of all, to research the teal, TEEL, to research the teal paragraph structure, and then write a 3-paragraph speech about anything you want about the solar system. You then have to record yourself delivering that speech and then send that into the Zello group, and that will be your homework. So I'm going to give those instructions to Alice, and she is going to post those in the Zello group. So make sure you guys research the teal paragraph structure. You'll see how that is spelt you'll see how that is spelt in the message that Alice posts, because that is going to be very, very important for this class moving forward. This is going to be a big part of learning to give speeches and to do public speaking. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you've enjoyed learning about the solar system. I know I have. You guys have given me tons of amazing facts tonight. And I look forward to seeing you all in public speaking class next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.